You're watching Ned the Dead and Doc Moreau. Check out their stuff at nedthedead.com.
Welcome to Chiller's Theater with Ned the Dead, Dr. Moreau, and Edna the Talking Skull. Tonight, Phantom from Space. Ladies and gentlemen, Ned the Dead.
Chiller Theater, it's my kind of show. It's a crazy show. It's a sassy show. It's my show. You know. That is the ugliest singing in the whole world. Hey, everybody, I'm Ned the Dead. It's time for the new, exciting Chiller Theater. Someday I'm going to stop that singing, I guarantee you, because it's even starting to sicken me. You know, I begin the show, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm all psyched up. We got all the awesome new stuff. And then I start with that bad singing thing, and I feel like Don Ho before the bad things happen. You know, and I'll tell you what, it's just not a good feeling. The tiny bubbles are converging and giving me a creepy feeling. Hey, I want to say thanks to everybody who's part of the show again before we even get started. Want to thank you for watching and digging the brand new Chiller Theater. Want you to share it with your friends and relatives, particularly your grandparents. Because, you know, one of the things we've done in this show, we've always appealed to the younger crowd, but really we've never gotten the grandmas and the grandpas grooving on Chiller Theater. That's our goal for the future. So join me in calling the family and letting them know about the big, new, exciting Chiller Theater. Now, tonight's movie is called Phantom from Space. It's a spectacular, epic film, filmed in the 50s, filled with the glory and juice that was the 50s, if you know what I mean. I was actually born in the 50s, strangely enough, before we had absorbent fabric and you know, the absorbent fabric, seriously, that's a big deal because, you know, the fabric, I had some stuff, you know, back in those days, let's say that you were somewhere where it was warm, right? And this was before absorbent fabric. Even your underwear, everything was made of that whacked out fabric that had no absorbency, and you would just get wet and drip, and it was just sick. So let's move on. We're going to go see Doc Moreau's movie lore. He is a moist man, and he's going to share things that you never knew about this flick. Or what?
Phantom from Space. In 4 words, low budget 50s sci-fi. Heavy on the stock footage, light on special effects. But some good ideas about first contact with the unknown, not bad science, and one really cool visual effect that they save for the very end. But strangest of all, the story features cooperation between the authorities. Department of Homeland Security, take note. Director W. Lee Wilder was the older and talent-challenged brother of legendary filmmaker Billy Wilder. He also made the Chiller Theater classic Killers from Space. Another connection to Killers from Space, actor James C.A., who also appeared in some truly classic 50s sci-fi, The Day the Earth Stood Still, The War of the Worlds, and When Worlds Collide. And ever see The Amazing Colossal Man? He's the guy who gets skewered by the ginormous hypodermic needle. Now how's that for a resume? The kindly German scientist is played by Rudolf Anders, also known for his mad Nazi scientist in She-Demons. And you gotta love a Star Trek connection. Harry Landers, police detective Lieutenant Bowers, guest starred in the very last episode of the original series Turnabout Intruder as the scientist who helps Dr. Janice Lester switch bodies with Captain Kirk. And finally, you may recall the bad movie classic Robot Monster, the one where the guy's in a gorilla suit and a diving helmet. Well, that very same diving helmet is in this movie, only they had the bright idea to wear it backwards. Back to you, Ned.
Hey, everybody, I told you there was a moistness. Did you see it on him? He's wearing absorbent fabric. He wrings it out at the end of the day, and it makes a lovely bra. Hey, everybody, we're going to head on to the movie now. It's time for Phantom from Space. Let's gear up, and together, let's roll it, Lester. Here we go. Roll it, Lester. Or what?
Washington, D.C. And in the files of the Central Bureau, there is a story so strange in its implications that it defies ordinary classification. It is the story of a handful of people who, in the course of one desperate night, held back a wave of panic and pandemonium. It began after sundown, time 7:15. As Flight A, Coast Patrol from Travis Field, was returning to base. When the nightly Air Force transport pointed north toward Japan via the Great Circle route. While at sea, the Navy and Coast Guard maintained their usual round-the-clock vigil. And from the equator to the Arctic, the radar network swept the skies with eyes that never sleep. Time 7:19. An unidentified object was picked up 200 miles southwest of Point Barrow, Alaska. 7:27. Unidentified object confirmed at Fairbanks, Alaska. Heading south-southeast, 170 degrees. Height, 75,000 feet. Estimated speed, 5,000 miles per hour. White warning. 7:39. Unidentified object 200 miles due west of Vancouver, British Columbia. Course 170 degrees. Height 60,000 feet. Estimated speed down to 3,600 miles per hour. Yellow warning. 7:54. First interceptor flight airborne. Point of interception, 80 miles due west of San Francisco, California. 7:55. Unidentified object past point of interception. Red warning. 8:11. Morro Bay, California. Height 50,000 feet. Estimated speed 2,000 miles per hour. 8:15. Santa Monica, California. Height 10,000 feet. Speed 1,200 miles per hour. 8:18. All traces of unidentified object gone. Red warning lifted.
Wow, that was a close one.
Oh, man.
What comes after a red warning?
Well, personally, brown warning.
You know what I mean?
By 8:25 at the Los Angeles branch of the Communications Commission, reports of strong interference with radio and television reception began to pour in from the beach area. The monitors went to work immediately. Mobile units were ordered to converge on the vicinity of the disturbance. Pinpoint direction finding devices began to trace the trouble to its source.
This is Mobile 1, Hazen speaking. We're at Ocean and Beacon Way, interference strength 2, bearing 27 degrees. Over.
Mobile 1 from center. Roger. Over.
Mobile Center from Mobile 7, over.
Go ahead, Mobile 7.
This is Mobile 7. We're at Pacific Center and Beach 4. Interference strength 3, bearing 39 degrees, over.
This is Mobile Center, Roger. Stand by. Mobile 1 and Mobile 7. For Mobile Center, point of intersection estimated 3 miles north of Surf. Repeat, 3 miles north of Surf. Acknowledge.
This is Mobile 7, Roger.
Mobile 1, Roger.
Mobile 7, Roger, we're going out.
I'm confused. Now, which one's Roger?
This is what if Jack Webb created the X-Files instead of Dragnet?
Yeah, and this is what if I understood that? What would that be?
Okay, Charlie, let's get moving.
Yes, what is it?
Take me to a phone quick. I need an ambulance.
What's the matter?
My husband and Pete out there in the picnic grounds just above the beach. They've been hurt.
Well, this is a communications car. I'll phone it in from here.
This must be an old Dick Wolf cop show, like Law and Order communications car. Bum, bum, bum,
What is
bum,
wrong?
bum,
What's
bum.
wrong with you? What?
Bum, bum.
How old are you, dude?
I'm Mobile 1 to Central, over. Did you make that out, Charlie?
Not a word.
I'm Mobile 1 to Central. I can't reach you. Repeat. They must be getting us all right. I'm Mobile 1 to Central. Have an ambulance sent to beach at Surf. Emergency. 2 men hurt. Acknowledge. Roger and out. I'm sure they'll be here soon now. Tell us what happened.
Oh, this man, he just kept coming at us. It was awful.
Who?
I don't know. He was wearing a suit like a diver. Hurry, please. They're hurt.
Charlie, you better wait here. I'll go down and take a look.
The young woman's hysteria became obvious as they reached the picnic grounds at the beach. There was no sign of the mysterious intruder, and little could be done for her husband and their friend until the ambulance arrived.
Oh, so you beat us to it.
Not exactly. A dame waved us down. There's been some trouble in the picnic grounds.
I thought I saw an ambulance down there when I came around the bend.
Yeah, we had a job calling for it. Couldn't reach Central.
That figures. Reception's dead in the whole area. I haven't been able to read them for the last 10 minutes.
We must be pretty close to the center of the interference right now. How do you figure it?
Let me see the chart. There it is. At Pacific Palisades, she read 123.5. And she went down to 88.2 at the junction. Should make it 45 even here.
Well, not quite. I've got 44.7. I'll check it again.
Hi, fellas. How are you doing?
Oh, we're just taking another reading now. What happened down there?
The police took the girl and one of the guys to the station.
What about the other one?
Well, he's on the way to the morgue. That was her husband.
You're right on the button, Charlie. 44.7.
Report back to Central if you find anything else. Charlie, grab that portable and check the beach, will you?
Got it right here.
I'll pick you up right here in about an hour. Where are you going? Police asked me to drop by the station and sign a report. I'll see you later.
If you don't, you know where to look for the body.
He sounds nervous.
I think he's about to have a brown warning.
Like I said, we were just starting to eat when we heard something tracking through the sand toward us. I looked up and couldn't see anything. Then Betty screamed.
At what? I thought you couldn't see anything.
At first we couldn't. Then this guy started toward us.
What kind of a guy?
How should I know? He was wearing some kind of a helmet over his head. He could have been a deep sea diver or anything.
All right. After you saw this diver, what happened?
Well, we jumped up. Ed, that was Betty's husband, yelled at him to stop. But he just kept coming. I never saw anything like it. He didn't say anything. He just kept moving in.
And then you say he attacked you.
Well, we didn't give him a chance. Ed grabbed a piece of wood and took a swing at him. That didn't stop him. He caught the end. That's all I remember.
Just because a man's taking a walk is no reason to slug him. Besides, you don't look like a guy who frightens so easy.
How would you feel if somebody with a crazy helmet with pipes sticking out of it came at you in the dark? And look, I know this sounds crazy, but there wasn't any head in that helmet.
No head. No head at all.
It's the truth.
I think you need some coffee.
I don't want anything.
It's all the same to you, Lieutenant. I've got to pick up one of my men at the beach.
Okay, thanks for coming down, Hazen. Hope I didn't put you out.
No trouble. So long. You too.
All right, let's start at the beginning. How well did you know the dead man? And his wife?
Betty and I went to school together. I knew Eddie a year.
How long were they married?
About a year.
Wasn't her husband a little older than she?
I don't know.
But you said you and Mrs. Evans went to school together. And you never discussed anything personal with her?
She did mention he was older, yes.
How much?
15, 20 years. What difference does that make?
That wasn't too hard now, was it? Where do you live?
629 and a half East Palm Court. Why?
That's where the Evans live, isn't it?
Yeah, I board with them.
You do, huh? Now, Mrs. Evans is a good-looking woman.
What are you trying to say?
Lieutenant Bowers. Where? Yeah, I got it. I'll leave right away. Ain't been another murder. Near the beach. Keep an eye on this guy until I get back. Where are you? You'll stay right where you are. At least until Mrs. Evans feels well enough to talk.
What do you want from her?
Oh, I just want to see if your story checks with hers. After all, you went to school together, remember? You say there were no witnesses, huh?
None yet.
Anything missing?
I don't think so. The cash register wasn't touched.
Get a breakdown of the inventory as soon as you can. What about fingerprints?
Boys are working on them now.
Sorry I'm late.
What kept you so long?
The lieutenant asked me to hang around a while.
Well, what's the score?
And looks like one of those things. Pretty girl, older husband, young boarder. Kid claims some guy without a head knocked the old man off.
You don't say. Anything else?
Yeah, he had a diver's outfit with horns.
No. He's going to have to do better than that.
How are we doing?
I took a reading about 10 minutes ago. The radiation is going out with the tide. What about the radio phone?
It's working fine again. I just got a call from Central. They said Mobile 7 picked up some new trouble northeast of here.
Here we go again.
Hop in.
Hey, Doc, what's that on the roof?
All your old woody wagons, they didn't run on gas. You wound them up like an old watch.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Who reported this murder?
There he is there. He lives next door. His name's George Nelson.
Hey, Mr. Nelson.
Yes,
Come here, will you? I'm Lieutenant Bowers, homicide. You found this body?
That's right. He must have just locked up for the night when this happened.
How do you know that?
Well, he usually does around this time.
What were you doing here?
I was sitting home watching the fights on TV, and all of a sudden the thing started acting up.
What has that got to do with it?
Well, you don't know this set. You know, it wouldn't work at all when I came home to supper. Then all of a sudden it cleared up fine. So I thought, well, I'll get set to look at the fights again, and all of a sudden out it goes again. So I thought maybe the battery station down here was overcharging the circuit, and so I came down to take a look, that's all.
Hey, don't you ever quit work? What's up this time?
Another murder? What are you doing here, Hazen?
Same as before. Still trying to track down that signal interference.
Hey, does that stuff work on TV, too?
Well, it has been for hours.
What'd I tell you?
What's the matter?
Seems to set one on the blink.
Well, at least we know we're on the right track. How'd you make out with that boarder?
He's still sticking to his story. The guy had no head.
Well, I'll be seeing you. So long.
Right.
Come on, Charlie.
And so the communications team resumed its mission to track the mysterious interference to its source. Via accurate readings taken at regular intervals by stationary and mobile units, It was determined that the disturbance was moving in a northeasterly direction. By 10:34, Mobile Center had pinpointed the disturbance at the edge of the Huntington oil fields. Units 1 and 7 were instructed to close in.
Hey, Charlie, do you see what I see?
Yeah, the oil field.
Let's hope our trouble's burning up.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Look, Sarge. 2 murders and an explosion in one precinct is big news. Now, come on, you can't pin it all on the young boarder. Or can you?
Very funny. Yeah?
I'm Hazen of the Communications Commission.
Oh, the lieutenant's waiting for you.
Thank you.
What's a wheel?
You heard the man, Communications Commission. Oh, hello, Hazen. Hope you didn't mind leaving your job long enough to come down here.
As a matter of fact, I needed a break. We've been on the go since sundown.
I'll bet you'd like a cup of coffee.
You got a deal.
Here.
Thanks.
Right.
What's on your mind?
Oh, it's just a hunch, but let me show you something. First, right here tonight, a murder was committed at the beach. You were on the scene before I even knew about it.
Go on.
Right after that, there was another murder. Right here. And we bumped into each other again, right?
Yeah.
Now, I just got back from the oil field. Here, there was a big explosion, and I saw one of your units cruising around.
That was number 7. I got there a little later. What are you driving at?
I don't know yet. Hazen, is it possible that our work and your work might be related in some way?
Maybe. Let me follow you down the line. We'll add it up together.
Good idea.
You know, my job is primarily concerned with the detection of any kind of interference where communications are concerned.
Yeah?
You might have something there. We've been tracking some kind of disturbance right down the line from the beach to the oil fields. Just like you've got it marked off here.
Well, then I'm right.
Only we haven't found our trouble yet.
Tell me, this kind of interference happens very often?
Never anything like this. It's on the move all the time.
Means some ham with a transmitter in the car.
It's not a transmitter. We don't get a definite disturbance, just interference.
Then have no idea of what it is, huh?
Not yet. How are you making out?
Not so good. You were here when I questioned that boy about the murder at the beach.
Did you get anything more out of it?
Yeah. Come on with me. You might want to see this.
Roger, Wilco and out, everybody. I love the radio talk. You know what I'm saying? Hey, here he is. It's Doc Murrow. How are you, big man?
Hey, I'm glad you dressed up tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I did all of last week's show without the tie, and then they finally tell me right at the end, hey, for next week, Ned, why don't you put the tie on? It's like, dude, if you knew, why didn't you tell me then? I'm surprised, I know. I mean, come on, I like to be fully dressed. I was kind of that cash, but it wasn't cash.
Did you feel the breeze?
No, because I had the neck thing, and for me to get my shirt done around my neck, I have a 28.5-inch neck. It's just a horrible, it's like a cowl on an air dock or something like that. It's not a normal neck thing. For me to do it, I get 2 pieces of rope and I pull, and then I have to affix the button. And so I did the whole thing. I almost looked like Lord Nehru, or what was his name?
Yes.
Wasn't that his name? Nehru?
Of the Nehru shirt.
It was, of the Nehru shirt. Back in that movie, Gandhi. Now, I have the Listerine spray. Here we go, my friend. Here we go. Look, he starts to, before I even do it.
I have to learn to keep my tongue down.
No, those are rules to live by anyway, my friend. If you don't keep your tongue down, you can end up in some very unusual situation. It burns. Stop with the burning. Grow up now.
Stop.
You're 62 years old, my man. Come on. Look, they're actually getting ready to just heave over there. All right, everybody, we're going to go visit our sponsors, whom we love, by the way, in a way that only Chiller Theater can love a sponsor, and then we'll be back. Or what?
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this commercial is going to use subliminal advertising. That means you will never see or hear the name of the product. Oh, it'll be there on the screen all right, but the naked eye cannot detect it. This way you sit back, relax, and enjoy me as I tell you this rather funny story. It seems that these three men decided to take a trip. The second guy goes back to the dry cleaner, says... So he opens the little door, goes... Zip, 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 zip. So the third guy says, yeah, but you better bring back the hangers.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're back with you here on the old Chiller Theater. What do you say there, Randall?
I'm having difficulty with talking.
He's still...
My lips are numb.
He has Listerine lip numbness. You know, how can they sell a product that actually harms you? I mean, as much as I've become, I now enjoy the mintiness, it's almost minty on a level where it's a dangerous mintiness.
I've never seen it. You brandish it on yourself.
No, well, I'll tell you what.
Just share with others.
What I do, and I have to admit to you that I actually do this, every once in a while I'll give myself a cooling spray in other places. Oh, man, that will wake you up in a big way. You know what I'm saying? I do it a lot of times when I'm at the pool. Because, as you get older, and if you're like me, no, I'm serious, if you're older like me, you're getting to the point where things are getting a little saggy. So I'm at the pool, you know what I'm saying? To hold you, fine. So I go to the pool. I spend a lot of time at the Y, as you can imagine, looking at me, the kind of shape I'm in. So here's what I do now. I've gotten to the point where my upper body sags somewhat, because I'm older. And so what I do, I hit it with a spray of the Listerine, and it does that perking that you want. Because that way, when I do that icky fake flexing, bing, up pops the old... and I have pectoral pride then, man. And a dude has to have pectoral pride. Because there was a period where the pectoral situation upset and harmed me. And again, when you're at the pool and you're walking around, you're feeling good about your physique, but you got the horrible flippy old man upper bingle dribble whatever.
I wouldn't know.
Sure you wouldn't, my friend. Sure you wouldn't. I'll tell you what, that is all bad. All right, now... Here's the deal. We're going to present a segment right here that deals with relationships. Not like the one that you and I are forging in a sick... Don't do that. That is not part of the relationship under any circumstances. You know what I'm saying? This is about the husband and wife relationship and some tips we have to make it smoother, nicer, easier in hopes that you have a better life. Right, Doc? Here's Frank and Sally at home. They seem like a happy couple. But behind every picture-perfect marriage, there is an ongoing battle. It's husband versus wife. The cold-hearted wife, always ready to attack the unsuspecting male. Spoiled, self-centered, and scheming, she won't stop until she gets what she wants. The controlling husband. He's the world's foremost authority on freaking everything. A power-hungry monster with the temper of a rabid squirrel. The wife's secret weapon? Sex. She'll use it to manipulate and cripple the man. All the husband wants to do is relax after a hard day's work. Why can't that stupid nag leave him alone? Oh yeah, it's on. The endless battle of the married couple. But who will come out on top? Husband or wife?
Nobody dares speak up to him because he's very close to the old man. But I stuck to it. Nobody really definitely turned me down. That wasn't all. Wait until I tell you what Clark said. What the... Who am I talking to anyway? The wall? Can't you even take a little interest in what I'm telling you?
I was listening, sort of.
You mean listening, sort of?
Whenever I try to tell you what I did during the day, you won't listen for a minute. Now I can't even buy a jar of cold cream without you screaming your head off. I look like no makeup, these old clothes I have to wear.
Old clothes you have to wear?
All you do is complain about the money I spend, the way I arrange the house, the clothes that I buy, every single thing that I do.
Don't put on the tears. I come home dead tired and you have to start crying. Oh, you're just a silly ninny. Isn't it possible for you to find some other place to hang out your wet clothes than in our one tiny bathroom? I'm sick and tired of living in a laundry.
Well, that's too bad about you. Get us a decent apartment where I can put out a laundry dryer. Where do you expect me to hang up my clothes? On the bookcase?
Another apartment? We can't even pay the rent on this one. It isn't good enough for you, though. All you ever think about is spending money. Furniture and rent and clothes. Ed Russell says that he hasn't spent as much on furniture in 5 years as we have in just 11 months.
You ungrateful, stingy, bossy...
There was kind of a marital UFC situation about to happen there. You know what I'm saying?
I hope we all learned something from that.
Do you watch any of that mixed martial arts business?
No.
You know, don't you? Oh, dude, I got to tell you, you know what I love about it?
I flinch even though I'm...
Oh, no, you know what I love about it? It was the first time, and I saw this dude, what is it, Hoist Gracie, that's his name. So this guy, Hoist Gracie, right? Little guy, and he doesn't look all that, and then there's some giant dude that he's going to be going after, right? And they're in the ring or the triangle or whatever they call it, the decadrome or whatever the heck it is with the 50 sides or whatever. So he gets in there, and this big muscular dude, and then he goes, kind of slides on the floor, and the dude falls on him, and he kind of goes, like that, and then the dude's out cold. And I think, no, I mean, I kid you not. And I'm thinking to myself, even a dude like me, an icky little pig like me, learning some of those techniques, like I could get into a wing gripper or whatever they call, I think wing gripper was one of the ones, you know? And I'm telling you, it's cool.
That'd
I love
make
that.
a good name for a wrestler.
Oh, wing gripper?
Do you remember Scrap Iron Gaddaski?
I do remember George Scrap Iron Gaddaski.
Yes.
Oh, we can't get into the old
Back in
wrestling
my
stuff.
day.
Oh, no, the Crusher in my day, too.
Oh,
No,
the
these are...
Crusher.
Oh, let me tell you what. If we go down this road, we'll be out here for months, everybody. No, I'll tell you what. I love the wrestling. I grew up with the wrestling, and you can tell. Oh, yeah, back in the day. All right, everybody, we're going to head back to the movie and enjoy ourselves. It's Phantom from Space. We're here because we love you. Or what?
I see you're just about done. Thanks, you can go now. Are you sure this is what the man looks like? What do you say, Betty?
Well, just about, only I think the tubes were a little lower down.
And you still insist there was no head inside the helmet?
I'm positive there wasn't.
What about you?
Well, it was dark. I couldn't swear to it.
Thanks, that'll be all.
You mean we can go now?
Yeah, for the time being. Just stick close to home. I may want to see you again tomorrow.
We'll be there. Come on, Betty.
Kind of changed your mind about those two, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess I have. Hey, look, bring in the old man, will you?
Don't tell me you believe this story about this whatever it is.
I know it sounds as phony as it ever did. But, sit down, will you, please? You're the watchman at the Huntington oil fields?
Oh, yes, sir. I've been with the company for over 22 years, sir.
Yeah. Will you tell Mr. Hazen here exactly what happened?
Walter, like I said before, I was just closing the gate for the night when I saw this fella coming up. I was never so scared in my life.
Yes, go on.
Well, it wasn't the man so much as the suit he was wearing. Oh, he wouldn't stop when I hollered at him. He just pushed his way right in there through the gate and walked right up to the tank.
Now, you carry a gun? Did you try to stop him?
Well, he was much too close to the tank. I was afraid to shoot. So I thought I might call for help. Just as I got to the shack, the tank blew up. Oh, you should see the sight.
Yeah, sir, can you give us a description of this man? How would you say he was dressed?
Well, sir, like I said before, he wore a sort of flyer's not outfit with a helmet attached to it.
How tall was he?
Oh, he was a giant of a man. And he had tubes sticking out of that thing, that helmet he wore.
Can you tell us what his face looked like?
Well, sir, though he got pretty close to me, I could swear the man had no face.
Now, if you saw this man again, would you recognize him? I mean by his outfit.
Oh, I'll never forget that sight if I live to be 100, sir.
Would you say this is the man?
Wait, sure, that's him.
Thank you very much. You may go now.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Well, Hazen, what do you say now?
Beats me. The descriptions check all right. This could be some kind of flying suit. High altitude equipment.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking. Well, how do you explain that stuff about the missing head?
Yeah, we can discount that. These people were frightened. This night, nobody really took a close look at it.
I guess you're right. But whoever he is, that outfit doesn't look like one of ours.
Of course, he could have been dropped by parachute.
You mean sabotage?
Check. I think we better wire a report to Washington and see what they say.
Oh, you can use our teletype. I'll tip off the LA police to be on the lookout for something unusual.
Hey, wait a minute. What about the press?
Oh, I don't think they know too much now. We better keep it that way for a while at least, till we find out whether our friend is still around here.
Well, if he is, I think we can find him for you. My hunch is that he's carrying something around that's causing all this disturbance, whether he knows it or not.
Yeah. Kill that page 1 lead. Hey, let the boarder and the girl go.
Doc, why'd you do that?
Observe. It's classic, nobody's on the other end of the phone acting. You ask a question and then you start talking before anybody could possibly repeat what they said.
How do I know? Maybe the lieutenant thinks that the guy in a flying suit knocked off the husband. Nah. No, not a chance. Not a chance of an exclusive on that picture. They're making a blanket release in the morning. Oh, there's a guy from the Communications Commission in there now. Yeah, I'll call you back later if there's anything new. Okay.
Ready.
Sorry to interrupt you, Lieutenant.
Yeah, what is it, Jim?
There's a teletype cam for you.
Oh, thanks, Jim. We're waiting for it. That was fast. Well, here's our answer.
Looks like they never sleep in Washington. Says to contact a Major Andrews, care of Dr. Wyatt, director of the Griffith Institute.
It's kind of late. Maybe I'll give him a call.
While you're at it, I'll go out the car and check in with Central.
Okay.
Well, that's the story up till now. We got in touch with Washington. They told us to contact you here.
Very interesting. What do you think, Doctor?
When I see something like this, I understand why you gentlemen might have thought sabotage was involved.
Lieutenant, are you sure there were no traces of this saboteur, this X-Man, found after the explosion in the oil field?
X-Man? Oh, I hope it's Wolverine.
Fire probably went over every inch of the area. Didn't come up with a thing.
Well, then there's a strong possibility that he might have perished in the explosion itself.
I doubt that. We're pretty well convinced this man is carrying something that's responsible for all the signal interference. According to the last report I got, there was a definite disturbance about 3 miles east of the oil fields, sometime after the explosion.
Well, then if he's alive, you should be able to keep an accurate check of his whereabouts.
Not that easy. As a matter of fact, we lost contact about 3/4 of an hour ago.
Maybe you realized you were trailing him and got rid of whatever he had that was causing the disturbance.
In that case, there's nothing much my department can do to help you.
I guess it's up to us. Unless you have some suggestions.
Well, let me think out loud for a minute. It might just be that what we've been talking about so far, and this phantom, as we'll call him, ties in with what the doctor and I have been discussing.
That is very possible.
I don't know whether you know it or not, but somewhere around 7:30 this evening, our radar networks picked up an unidentified object off Point Barrow, Alaska. They traced it clear down to Santa Monica before they lost it.
Santa Monica? That's where we first picked up our radio interference.
Yeah, right at the scene of the murder.
Dude, there's something wrong here.
What, that the government, the military, and the police are sharing information and connecting the dots?
No, it's the 50s. There should be more smoking.
Well, then, if all these things tally up, we've got some idea of how our man got here.
You mean that he came in some plane? In that case, somebody would have seen it land and take off again. Or did it crash?
No, we don't think it was a plane. No rocket or jet that has been built so far can attain the speeds of 5,000 miles an hour, particularly for such a great distance.
And maybe we're on the wrong track altogether. Couldn't your unidentified object have been a meteor? They travel at a terrific speed.
Yes, fast enough for most of them to burn themselves out the moment they hit the Earth's atmosphere. And did it occur to you that meteors are not very likely to travel horizontally, all the way from the North Pole to California?
If it wasn't a meteor, or a flying missile of some type, how do you figure this phantom ties in?
We're not sure that he does.
I don't care what you say, but it doesn't make sense to me. Anybody trained in sabotage would stay undercover. This guy's walking around in a monkey suit, killing people.
Excuse me, Dr. Watt. Is there Lieutenant Bowers in here?
Oh, yes. What is it, miss?
There's a Mr. Wakeman from the Chronicle here to see you.
Wakeman here? And what does he want?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Before you go, Lieutenant, I don't believe you have met my assistant, Barbara Randall.
Well, hello.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hello.
It's Mrs. Randall, Lieutenant.
Don't!
I'll be right back.
Barbara, you know the Major.
Of course.
And this is Mr.
The Communications Commission.
How do you do?
Well, I see you are working a little later tonight than usual.
Yes, my husband's teaching a late class, and he won't be able to pick me up for a while. Besides, I had some work to do in the lab.
Well, at least you'll have lots of company.
Look, Wakeman, will you stop bothering me? There's nothing to say. If you got an exclusive story from that Evans Damon or Board, then you know as much as I do.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain anything about the guy without a head.
Come on. Who is it?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Do you mean you let those two kids go without knowing that? I don't buy it.
Well, I did.
Well, then you must have an awful good reason. I bet you're trying to tie it in with that other murder. All right, Lieutenant. Don't tell me. I'll get my story somehow. Oh, if you want to know how things turn out, read the Chronicle in the morning.
That's right. Now get in touch with Charlie and Mobile One and have him call for me here. Okay, honey.
Don't you come up with anything?
No, we're just briefing Barbara here.
It's just amazing the way you've been able to put these things together.
Don't kid yourself, Mrs. Randall. It seems the press knows as much about it as we do.
Well, let's hope they don't come to the same conclusions. A few lurid headlines, and every fool in the country will be seeing phantoms in spacesuits and men from Mars all over the place.
Yes, I can imagine. And mass hysteria is difficult to check once it gets started.
That's why we've got to move fast.
Well, from the looks of things, I guess it's up to me. I'll be in touch with you as soon as I hear anything. See you.
By 12:30 a.m., the dragnet was in operation. Mobile units patrolled the streets and countryside. They covered an area 35 miles square. Special and sensitive equipment was prepared for action. Everyone on the job was ready to move on the first signal from the Communications Commission.
Monitor Corona to Mobile Center, strength 4, Brickyard at 160th, moving toward oil fields. Contact your units. Over and out.
Units 1 and 7 from Mobile Center. Units 1 and 7 from Mobile Center. Strength 4, interference at 160th in the oil field. Moving due east. Close in. Repeating, strength 4, interference at 160th in the oil field. Close in.
It's the Phantom.
And what gave it away? The diving suit?
And that theremin music. Ooh.
Over here.
Here, Joe. Just got here. Trying to set this up. What gives, Jason? It's in this area, all right. How about the Geiger counter? Thank you, Doctor. Quite a walk over those oil fields. Well, it doesn't register as far as the oil fields.
I think we'll do better if we split up.
Right, Lieutenant. You two go that way, Lieutenant, out here. Joe, you follow him. Come on, Doctor. And you? Oh, forget it.
Hey, look at this. Yeah, points this way. Hey, Joe. Joe.
Well, now, we hope you're enjoying stock footage theater.
Yes. It's because we're going to be showing it to you. So as long as you're enjoying it, here it is, everybody. Here we are.
Phantom from Space, not to be confused with Phantom from 10,000 Leagues. That's a different Phantom altogether.
Well, no, because that's under the water. See, in space, of course, would be.
Space,
I know. Well, that space and water are a lot different. See, leagues, it tells me that it's water.
Leagues and leagues.
Leagues, it usually means water, don't you think?
And later on, when we get to when we see we don't see the alien.
No.
Spoiler alert.
No, I know.
We don't see the alien. I like how the scratches on the film hide the various strings that may be involved in carrying off the effects.
Well, it's funny. When I'm scratching, it's usually hiding some strings that I have as well. And I'm to the point now where I actually have to hold up my underwear with strings. Ooh. Because, well, you know what? You get I don't know about, my shape is unusual. I have kind of a pear shape, but with legs attached to it. And I find, and this is really true, I wear, actually my pants they're 18s. I am that bad. I have a 68-inch gut, but it's 18 underneath. So I'm actually got them, and I have to string them. I wear little strings over my shoulders. I'm actually to the point now, it's 68, and then just below the sweaty underling is I like to call it the underling, is the area where the 18s are. It's not real nice, you know what I mean? All right, everybody, we're going to head on out here. We're going to be back shortly, though. We love you. What?
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Can make a mistake. A little too much of this, a little too little of that. And your cooking triumph can turn to tragedy. That's why we make delicious Cool Whip more than delicious. We make it ready to serve. And because you don't measure or mix, no matter what else goes wrong, your topping always turns out tasting right. Non-dairy Cool Whip. If it works for him, it'll work for you.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Letters, we get letters, and the letters that we love to enjoy. Also, we want to say that my baby Edna, normally bringing in the old mail bag, if you know what I mean, she'll be back in future shows bringing the mail. She's actually on a vacation. You know, the new Chiller's so successful, she asked if I'd send her off somewhere, so she's on a lovely vacation right now. She neglected to tell me where she was going, but I presume she'll be back. I've had that happen before in my life, too. Never that pleasant when the spouse splits on a long vacation and doesn't leave a forwarding address. Probably not a good sign. Now, we got a letter here from Joe in lovely Amherst, Wisconsin. We got a note here from Kathy and Mike from Wasaki. They say we want to say we love the new Ned the Dead show now, and they say they wish it was on a little earlier. Earlier. Man, I think I wish it was on earlier, too. This late night thing is starting to do my health. I just don't think it's the best thing. Now, we want your cards and letters. If you feel like, you can send us some stuff. We obviously need some things to post here on our board. So pictures, drawings, photographs of your animals, horrible poems, things like that. We're all in for that all the time. So, if you got something to send, please send it to Chiller Theater, P.O. Box 22404, Green Bay. Yeah. That's Green Bay. Yeah. Green Bay Whip, 54305. Man, the Whip Masters. Friends, if you want to be a Whip Master, someday we're going to have a little contest. See if we can drag you people in here to be guest Whip Masters. That's a lot of fun because you guys, let's just do it one more time. Green Bay. Whip. They live for that. And now I have to pay them each and every whip. They're on a whip royalty system here on Chiller Theater. So send your stuff in, folks. We love you, need you, thank you. Now let's get back to the glory that is Chiller Theater because, friends, we love ya.
Hazen! Hey, Hazen! 603!
That's it, Doctor. Right, this way. Come on.
Hey, I think he's bionic.
I think you made those noises there, Winslow.
Checks with me.
Sure does. He's here. We saw him. There he goes. Come on! Fritz. Gotta be around here somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta get on the roof.
Fritz, go get a ladder. Look out! Let's cut him off!
Come on.
Around here.
Anybody see him?
There he is.
Got it now.
We'll give you 10 seconds to come out of there, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We're going in. Up to you guys cover the door. Come on.
There's nobody in here.
Possible. We saw him come in.
So maybe he went out of the window.
We won't get very far. Don't touch anything till we check for fingerprints.
Doctor, over here. He left his suit and his helmet.
Hey, let's spread that thing out so I can get a good shot of it.
Go away, you fool.
What's the matter?
For your information, that's a Geiger counter, and it says hands off. I think you'd better wait outside.
I just have a job to do.
So do we. And I'm afraid ours will have to come first.
Well, there's no radiation from the helmet. But look at this.
So that's what's been causing all the trouble. Charlie, you know where we can pick up a lead...
The director keeps showing us the door.
Yeah, why?
Because the invisible phantom must be standing there.
That's stupid.
I know.
Find box in a hurry?
Well, Mobile 7 should have one. They're right outside. I'll take a look.
Hurry it up, will you?
Unbelievable. Now, we all thought that this phantom might be carrying some device that was causing all the signal interference. Such a learn that it's due to the very clothes on his body.
That's not the only thing that bothers me. Did any of you get a good look at his...
Not me. It's too far away.
Well, I did. Unless I'm mistaken, that helmet was empty.
Hey, where am I going to put this stuff? Oh, put it in Dr. Wyatt's station.
We only take it back to the Institute.
Right. Quite honestly?
No, that's all right. You can handle that.
Any luck?
Not a sign of him. The boys are still searching the grounds.
For what? Nobody knows what he looks like without that outfit.
Well, bet on that, Major. Reporter got a flash picture of him, and I just happened to borrow that film. It's on its way to headquarters right now to be developed.
Good. Send us a print as soon as you can.
Sure. Lieutenant, are you sure you don't want to come with us? We want to make a few tests at the lab. I'd like to, Doctor. But you know the situation. I gotta get that guy. Let me know how you make out, will you?
Yeah, we'll do that, sure.
We were just on our way home when we saw you drive in.
Good evening, Barbara. Hello, Bill. I see we got here just in time.
Anything new?
Lots of excitement, but that's all. Major, you know Barbara's husband?
Oh, of course. How are you?
How are you?
Say, it's a nice-looking dog you've got there. What's his name?
His name? Venus. Say, Bill, I hate to ask this, but something important has come up, and I wonder, can we borrow Barbara for about an hour or so? I suppose so.
Of course. Darling, why don't you go and do the shopping? Here's the list. The market's open all evening.
I may as well. See you later, darling.
I'll take the dog and tie her up.
Thank you, Bill. Good night. Good night.
Barbara's husband seems awfully mild-mannered, don't you think?
What are you getting at?
Oh, nothing. Just that he could be a reporter for a major metropolitan newspaper with a secret identity. That's all.
I'll give you a hand with it.
Oh, thanks, Doc. Easy now. Look out for your fingers. All right. Look out now. Don't drop it.
Venus, come back here! Venus, come back here!
The dog's name is Venus?
It's 50s sci-fi. It could have been Comet or Astro.
Here, Uranus.
There's no one in here. Look, there's no one in here. Come on, you girl. You know you're not allowed in here. Venus, I said be quiet. Come on, girl. Now you stay right here, Venus. And I don't want to hear one sound on it.
You were right, Doctor. There are no fingerprints anywhere.
What's all this?
Hey, don't touch anything. You'd better put some gloves on. Our friend, Mr. X, left this suit at the oil refinery.
You mean you were that close to him and you didn't catch him?
I'm afraid so. That's up to the police now. Hand me those shears. I want to cut up this material to work with it. Hey, you better have those sharpened.
But I just bought them.
Over there.
Here, try this knife.
That still won't cut.
Let me try. This stuff is tougher than nylon. Why don't I try it over a Bunsen burner? It doesn't burn either. Let's take a look at it under the microscope.
Look, it's magnetic.
Magnetic?
Here,
Radioactive. And apparently indestructible.
Thank you.
What's the matter?
You tell me. Take a look at that weed.
What weed? There is none. This material is one solid mass.
Matthews. Why, you're right. It must be some sort of plastic.
No. I'd say it's a metallic substance of some kind.
Well, I've seen a lot of interesting alloys, but never anything like this. Let's try an acid test.
All right.
Go ahead. Careful now. We'll only take a drop or two. It repels acids like a raincoat repels water.
Why, there's no reaction.
Well, Major, this looks as though we were going to be here for a long time. Now we have it. The helmet is not radioactive. The suit is. There is no doubt. This spacesuit is conditioned to function above 63,000 feet, where human blood would boil, resulting in the body expanding to twice its size. And death, of course.
I know. And it must withstand pressure and counter-pressure. Also, it must be so supercharged it can function in thin atmosphere.
Now, let's see what it is that is left in this breathing apparatus.
Well, how are you doing?
The gas from the helmet tank breaks down to 11% methane.
Ordinary marsh gas? What's the rest of the formula?
Oh, that's where I'm stuck. I can't figure it out. It just doesn't respond to any of the usual tests.
Well, how could anyone exist on that combination of gases?
You and I couldn't. But apparently someone can.
Doctor, are you trying to say that our X-Man doesn't breathe oxygen and hasn't the metabolism of a normal human?
I really don't know. From what we've seen, he has some physical characteristics which make him appear human. But added to them is this fabulous radioactivity that none of us could stand. I am fun.
Hey, everybody, we're back here on Old Chiller Theater. What's up, dude? What is up?
I just love it when they point the camera to the door, because the invisible alien is standing there.
It makes it a lot easier to shoot, I'll tell you that. I'm sure a lot of you wish that we were invisible as well.
Oh.
You know, we could probably do that. In fact, here, let's try Chiller Theater for a little while. Just an audio-only version of Chiller Theater. You know, I'll tell you what, I remember the day, when we came to Chiller Theater the first time, you know what I'm saying? Do you remember that? You remember when you and I did our first Chiller Theater together?
Oh, I can't do that without...
He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the audio version.
You have to do the flashback.
No, that's right.
Time.
The horrible flashback wave.
And rub your beard.
No, that's right. You know, hey, we got movies coming up that are going to be a lot of fun too, don't we?
Oh, they're all...
Oh, Last Man on Earth? No, next week's movie, Last Man on Earth. I really like that. Next week's. Did I say last week's movie? Next Man on Earth? I don't know. Whatever. I'm just freaking.
Let's see.
I'm freaking.
This week is next week's last week.
That's right.
I know that.
That's right. So we're going to have Last Man on Earth next week. Next, whatever it is. Really good. I really love that movie. You don't like that one as much, do you?
Oh, it's Vincent Price.
Oh, and Vincent Price.
I adore Vincent Price.
It is in a creepy way, and it's a real good flick. So you're going to want to tune in next week for sure. You know that? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go say hello to some of our sponsors, and we'll secrete while their ads are on, and we'll come back and enjoy. Get back.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Melanie, I forgot to use new dry band antiperspirant on my trip down south.
Oh, a damn Yankee.
Melanie!
Introducing New Dry Band, the antiperspirant spray. Most sprays only stop odor, but New Dry Band does more. It also helps stop perspiration wetness. New Dry Band keeps you so dry you can see the difference.
How dry I am.
A dry Yankee?
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
I think the answer lies right here in this helmet. Obviously, he needs it to survive. Otherwise, he wouldn't have risked wearing it where he was sure to be recognized. As it is, he only took it off when he was cornered.
But if what you say is true, how can he exist without it now?
Let me put it this way. It's like a patient in an iron lung. Sometimes one can be removed for hours at a time without any ill effects.
Exactly. And I think the same principle applies here. And that means sooner or later, he has to get his breathing apparatus back or die.
I don't understand.
Well, I've got an idea. If we were to return this whole outfit to where he left it, he might be tempted to come back to us.
Dr. Wyatt speaking? Yes, he's here.
No, thank you.
Still at it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No, we haven't got a thing, no. The picture?
Yeah, hold on. He says the picture the reporter took of our man didn't come out.
I was afraid of something like that. The radioactivity must have burned the emulsion.
Hello. No. No, we didn't find any fingerprints at all in his clothes. Did you find any? Too bad.
Hello? Will you wait there, please?
We don't know what to make of this either. Have you heard from the communication boys yet? Well, let's hope they turn up with something.
Major, excuse me.
Hold on a second. Yes?
It's Mr. Wakeman of the Chronicle. He insists upon seeing you.
He does? Where is he?
I told him to wait in the lobby.
Good. Hello? Yes, our friend from the press is here. Don't worry, I wouldn't dare let anyone in on anything. At least not till we get something concrete. Right. All right, I'll see you later. Well, I guess I'd better see this newspaper man. Want to come along, Doctor?
I think I will.
Oh, hello. Remember me?
Certainly, yes.
Nice lot of gadgets you got here.
We think so. What's on your mind?
Well, I was wondering if you might let me take a couple of pictures of that suit you brought up here.
I'm sorry, we can't do that.
Oh. Well, now, look, I got a wonderful picture of the guy running in the shack, and the lieutenant stuck his nose in my business, and what do I get? A blank.
Is that you, Doctor?
Well, you must have some lead on this guy, otherwise you wouldn't have brought that suit up here.
Well, let's just say we were curious. Hello, Bill. Are you back so soon? Isn't Barbara through? I don't know. She's still in the lab. Why don't you go up and see? Thanks, I will.
Barbara? Barbara, are you in there?
Bill, listen to me. I'm not alone. Someone is in here with me. I can't see him. He locked the door and has the key.
I'll break the door down.
No, Bill, don't, please. You better get help.
If he breaks down the door, everyone will know he's Superman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You mean I'd come all the way up here for nothing?
I'm afraid so. Good night. Yes. Good night, Mr. Wakeman.
Good night.
Phone booth, no phone booth.
Major, come quick.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Where's Barbara? In the lab. The door's locked and there's someone in there with her.
Boy, I love a constant whirring noise. You know what I'm saying? It's always appealing, I think. You know, I try to, my house is like that. Do you have pets in your home, Randall?
Certainly.
Do you have? What kind of,
I do indeed.
You have dogs, cats, fish, geese?
One dog, several cats, and some fish.
Fish. You know, fish to me are bait for larger animals. You know what I mean? I always think it's funny when you have cats and fish. It's like having a prey and stalker combination in the house, because you got to feel that the cats just sit over there, and you know that the cats are thinking of a way to get at those fish. And I'm guessing when you split, there's paws going down in there, don't you think?
I don't know.
Oh, I think there's some dipping.
Well, I hope they don't get them, because when it rains and the satellite TV goes out, there's always the fish to watch. You can watch the fish.
No, I tell you what. But, it's all about the constant noise. In my house, there is always some kind of constant noise. It's nuts. It drives me nuts. It just never stops. It's like the whirring or the humming and a meowing. I don't know.
Wheezing.
Get back. Get.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
beautiful. You make me feel my Barbie doll is really real. Barbie's small and so petite. Her clothes and figure look so neat. Her dancing outfit rings the bell. At parties she will cast a spell. Purses, hats, and gloves galore. And all the gadgets gals adore.
Barbie dressed for swim and fun is only $3. Her lovely fashions range from $1 to $5. Look for Barbie wherever dolls are sold.
Someday I'm gonna be exactly like you. Till then I know just what I'll do. Barbie, beautiful Barbie, I'll make believe that I am you.
You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're back here on Chiller Theater. Are you familiar with the roundabouts at all, Randall? You ever negotiate a roundabout? Have you ever had to?
Why don't you refresh me?
You know what you don't know what a roundabout is?
Well, I'm not sure. I know what a roustabout
Dude,
is.
a roundabout. Have you ever driven a vehicle? Have you ever driven a motor vehicle at all?
Yeah.
Have you ever driven in a round? You know what a roundabout is?
When you get to the roundy intersection?
Dude, yeah, the round one.
You don't know where
to
turn.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this way.
I don't think he's kidding, friends. I don't think he's kidding. No, I'll tell you what. The reason I bring this up. Do you not know what a roundabout is?
Well,
All right, just stop for don't go. I don't mean to make you feel that. Turn around. Let me tell you what it is, okay? I can't believe you live in a cave, don't you, dude? All right, and I don't get it. I'm not making fun of you, but you really don't know what a roundabout is, do you?
Well,
dude, how do you get to work? Are you airlifted? Is it a flight for work?
It's highway door to door.
They pick him up in the helicopter, flight for work, and they just lower him here and then take him back. I had a whole bit worked up on roundabouts, but I can't believe the only living human that doesn't know. Are you familiar with?
I built myself a tube.
You know what curb and gutter is?
I take the internet to work. It's made of tubes.
Have you ever heard of a four-way stop? Just get to the police.
I thought you said the door was locked. It was. She's gone. Oh, cover the main entrance. That's the only way anybody could leave. I will. Well, in that case, we would have seen her on her way up. Well, then she must still be in the building. We'd better split up. I'll take the roof. Barbara! 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 Where are you? Barbara!
Doesn't he have X-ray vision?
I know. The walls must be lined with lead.
She's fried. There's bongs everywhere.
Here he comes. You didn't find her?
No. I'd better call the police.
But there's no telling what could happen to her in the meantime.
Now, take it easy. We're doing the best we can.
But she said she was locked in, and she couldn't see who did it. Can you explain that?
No. Not yet.
Not yet, Clark. I mean, Bill.
Left in the tank. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. I'll write it down. One, 2. 1, 2, 3.
And what's the big deal? Why is she screaming?
She probably remembers the time she shined the UV light on the sheets in her hotel room.
Oh!
In the lab.
I just saw him, so he must be in here.
Steady feet to the ground. He would be killed.
I didn't know what to do.
Come here.
Quick. Disintegrating.
This is amazing.
Those fumes are too much, man.
Don't inhale, Mr. President.
Quiet down, Venus. Quiet down. Down.
Dude, that dog is seriously harshing my mellow.
I'll harsh your mellow right here, buddy. Here, I'll harsh your...
Mobile Center from Mobile 1, come in, please.
This is Mobile Center. Go ahead.
Get hold of Major Andrews or Dr. Wyatt at the Institute. I want to talk to either one of them.
I will do. Stand by, Mobile 1.
Dr. Wyatt speaking. Oh, yes, Mr. Hazen. Yes, we're still at it. Lots and lots of excitement, but nothing definite yet. Have you anything to say?
trouble seems to be just about gone. We get a flash in the direction of the observatory once in a while, but I figure that's because of the outfit you're testing.
Yes. Lieutenant Bowers ought to be here any minute. Of course. How long will it take you to get up here? Good. See you then. Thank you, gentlemen. Put it down here, please. Barbara, would you mind plugging that cord in over there? Now you're going to see something very interesting. I have to resort to ultraviolet light in order to show you what little there is left of the spacesuit. As you can see, it has reduced itself to this liquid and it is in an evaporating stage. The helmet is in the lab and still intact.
This is amazing. All the radiation in this suit would be fatal to a normal human being wearing it.
Of course. And furthermore, our respiratory system could never simulate gases such as we have found in that breathing device.
Well, then we have to assume our so-called X-Man carried his own atmosphere with him.
Excuse me. But as a matter of curiosity, why do we refer to this thing as a him? I thought it was invisible.
Under normal conditions, yes. Yet, Mrs. Randall did see the imprint of a large foot and a masculine hand under ultraviolet light.
How do you explain that?
I don't know, but the human body is composed of various elements with a carbon base.
Like coal.
Yes. Now, suppose we maintain the same chemical composition in the body of the X-Man, but substitute silica for carbon.
Silica, that's glass.
Exactly. Now, it is possible that the body with such a base, if it were subjected to an atmosphere foreign to its origin, might appear invisible to our eyes.
Are you trying to say, Doctor, that we're not dealing with a human being?
I didn't say that. On the contrary, all the evidence points in the opposite direction. Toward a superhuman, with an intelligence far superior to our own.
How can you tell?
First of all, Mrs. Randall saw that he has a hand with digits like our own fingers and a thumb opposing. That alone is a sign of intelligence. And he comes from a civilization that has developed adequate space transportation to enable him to travel to Earth. We have nothing yet, but can reach even another planet in our own solar system.
That could account for the unidentified objects picked up by radar a few hours ago.
My theory is that the spaceship, or whatever it was that he came in, operated on the principle of magnetic rather than atomic propulsion, and that somewhere in the outer limits met with a condition where the Earth's gravity pulled it down and it fell into the ocean, and that he managed to save his life and reach shore.
You really can pick up any type of communications interference, no matter how weak the signal may be.
Sure thing. We were on his trail from the minute he left the beach.
I never knew you carried such sensitive instruments in your car.
Hey, everybody, what's that? What are you doing? The Erie Scissors Code?
Yes, the alien Morse code that somehow they can understand.
You know what I enjoy is pinking shears. Have you ever used pinking shears? Are you familiar with those?
Yes.
No, why?
Even if I'm not. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? I've always wondered, because, I wondered why I know why they call them shears, because they shear, but is the little deal that it makes pinking?
Pinking.
Is that pinking? Because I think...
Pink after pink.
Well, the whole thought of pinking. What are you doing over there? Pinking? Pinking? Stop that. And when I pink, my little legs move like hey, what are you doing? I'm pinking? That's, you know what I mean? It is just, even as a kid, the pinking shears, I always thought, why don't you just cut the dang thing? Why do you do it? What's pinking? Why would you pink it? You know what I mean? Cut it, don't pink it.
Keep it pink, baby.
Shear it,
pink it up. Pink it up, sir.
Pink it, I'm pinking.
Keep it pinking.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
300 years ago, Captain John Smith and Pocahontas shot their meat and aged it slow. They smoked it and they spiced it too for flavor at its best. Genuine Smithville barbecue surpasses all the rest.
Yes, folks, it's 300 years of tradition and taste you savor when you ask for a Smithfield barbecue James River brand at our refreshment center. In each flavorful morsel of meat, you can smell the hickory, oak, and applewood and taste the rare herbs and spices required for its cure. Here is truly a fresh new taste from an ancient recipe.
So go for deep down flavor of the Smithfield country kind. Just step right up here, neighbor, find your taste and lose your mind. Yeah!
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
I'm pinking. I'm still pinking. I'm pinking. Shirley.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened here. Late at night. Starts to get very strange here in the studio late at night. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell you what, I tell you, we're a lot manlier than we come off. Let me say that right now.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen he and I do a little lifting? We like to get ready for the show. We do a little lifting. We do some squats. At least I do. No, we don't. Sorry.
We toss around the biscuit.
Oh, that's right. It's the shrew. The horrible shrew. The shrew. Here we go, everyone. He's gone outside of the booth, and I get crazy when I go outside of the booth. It's insane. Look at the shrew. Look at the horrible shrew. Look what I can do with the shrew. Here comes the shrew. It's the big shrew. That's...
Oh, man, I should never get out of the booth. Stop that. Have you ever just smelled the shrew? Ah, the big side of the shrew. The horrible, don't peel it. He pulled some of the horrible buttrick fur off of the shrew. Don't taste the shrew's horrible buttrick. Hold on. It has a marsupial tail like one of the ones that you find that have their young that they hold here and then they lay with their young. What are they called? And sometimes they're dead in the road. Those things. What do they go get?
What you told us is very interesting, Doctor. But I've got to make an official report to headquarters.
Oh, we're smoking, bud.
Let's see the Phantom breathe our air now.
Are you willing to be quoted that the criminal we're after is a creature from another world?
All I can say is, we know that our Earth is not the only planet capable of sustaining life in one form or another. You can quote that.
All I've got to go by is some footprints in a hand. That isn't much. No fingerprints, no description, no nothing. And we're after a killer.
Has it occurred to you that our X-Man has no apparent motivation for his acts, and might therefore not be an intentional criminal at all?
You have a point there.
Hey, wait a minute. Come to think of it, the young boarder we suspected, he did say that the girl's husband threw the first punch.
So that could have been enough to provoke the strange creature. And the same could have happened at the second murder.
Sure. What about the fire in the oil fields?
Evidently, our man sensed the presence of some gases, which he thought might be utilized in his breathing apparatus.
Yeah, that could account for his presence at the oil refineries, where something went wrong, causing the explosion.
Too bad he got wise to us and took off his uniform, or we'd have been able to catch up with him by now.
No, he didn't utter a word. But I'm convinced he was trying to convey a message to me. He kept tapping out a code. I wrote it down.
Let me see that, please. Doesn't make sense.
Well, it may be based on some mathematical system we know nothing about.
But he was trying to tell us something. Why did he run away?
What do you think of that? Huh. Hazen must be crazy sending out stuff like that.
I guess so. Why don't you try and get a hold of him? Yeah.
Mobile 1 from Mobile Center. Come in, please. Mobile 1 from Mobile Center. Come in, please. Mobile 1 from Mobile Center. Come in, please.
Hey, that's Central calling. You better stay here by the car. I'll go tell Hayden.
Yes, Colonel Powell. Of course, I'll mail you a complete report first thing in the morning. Yes, sir, thank you. Oh, and I'm awfully sorry to disturb you so late at night. Right, good night, sir.
He's around here, this invisible guy. He was in the car.
How do you know?
I was talking to Randall outside when I heard Central calling. Before I could get over to answer, I saw the door open and shut by itself.
He's desperate. For all we know, he could be trying to send a distress signal to his home base, wherever that is.
Well, let's hope he doesn't get through. We've got enough problems with just one of those guys.
Well, at least we know he's surrounded the vicinity, and it's obvious what keeps him around. Of course, he's got to come back for what little gas there is left in his helmet.
And when he does...
We'll hear him coughing from our smoke.
That thing probably likes smoke. Eats it for breakfast.
Oh, please, the most important thing is to take him alive. If we can only make each other understand, there's no telling how much science can profit.
I'll go along with that, Doctor. But I've got to make sure that once he's cornered, I'll be able to hang on to him.
I think we're all agreed on that. All right, good, then we must see it from his angle. He's in an alien world. No doubt we are as frightening to him as he is to us. Now, the most important thing, then, is to keep calm at all costs and do nothing to provoke him.
Immediately, a simple plan to trap the Phantom went into operation. All obstacles to his entry were removed. To erase any possible suspicion, the doors were left unguarded, and inconspicuous electric eye equipment was set up. All this was connected to a makeshift control board, which would immediately signal the exact location of the trespasser. Now, there was nothing to do but wait. The one road leading to the Institute was blocked off to make certain no outsider would upset the plans or interfere in any way.
What's the big idea?
Sorry, nobody's allowed through here.
Who said so?
Lieutenant Bauer's orders.
Oh, is he up there?
He might be.
Well, you get word to him that Joe Wakeman of the Chronicle is here.
Sorry, bud, I can't leave.
Oh, what about them over there? Hey, you over there.
Me?
Yeah. Aren't you the guy from the communications outfit? Didn't I see you down at the oil fields a couple hours ago?
What of it?
You got anything to do with this?
Well, you'll have to ask Lieutenant Bowers about that.
How can I if he won't see me?
That's a good question.
Well, it's 3:45. Sure taking his time. Time is cheap.
Yeah, but how long can you sit on the edge of your chair like this?
Oh, dear, if we have to.
I only hope this mechanism works.
It will, unless he flies in between the wires.
I wouldn't take any bets that he can't.
Well, if everything else fails, we still have Venus here to help us. You know, I'm certain she sensed his presence before. That's why she carried on so.
What's the matter, Lieutenant? Is this thing getting you?
Oh, no. I'm just thinking about public reaction to all this. I'll give something to the press by morning.
I hope we'll have something to say by then.
Oh, by the way, when and if he does show up, Barbara, you run over to the lab and keep an eye on that gas tank at the helm.
I understand.
Good. And I'll take one ultraviolet lamp, and you take the other. Don't forget. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a pilot. Then after I got my wings and had had 75 missions, I thought I'd seen everything. Now, after all this, I know I haven't seen anything. He's here. The back end. Let's head him off. Remember, now, take it easy. Don't crash.
Look at the dangling shrew. Look at you. Look, my little shrew. Look, it looks like it's almost like a parlor game. Look at the, oh, it's bad. Oh,
Stay.
It's staying. It is staying. What are you talking about, stay? We want it to move. Move, little shrew. I was only kidding. I did not mean to harm the shrew. The shrew fell quite a distance there.
The shrew was playing possum.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Hey, move for me, shrew. Move, shrew. Oh, well. Sorry about that. Well, one less shrew. I'm sorry, whatever. You didn't make the shrew. You're not the big daddy shrew, are you?
No.
All right,
I'm not
good
the
then.
shrew.
All right, we'll go try and resuscitate it when no animals were harmed in the production of this show.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Watch. They'll say it happened because I was drinking. Sure, I was drinking. But I was also eating. That third double martini was starting to get to me. It's a good thing the waiter brought food. Nothing like a good wine with dinner. With a big meal, it's harmless as water. They'll probably want to give me a blood alcohol test. I don't care. But I'd sure hate to take the test if I hadn't eaten all I did. A meal like I just had really soaks up the alcohol. Like a sponge. Oh boy, I kind of overdid it tonight with all that eating and drinking. And everybody knows that you can drink all you want, as long as you eat enough. Sure, Mac. Sure.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, here we are. Now, I'm going to give you a lesson in something that we like to do on the show that we really haven't done enough of. Here we go. I'm going to teach you how to do the Barbie bar real well, okay? Here we go. We're going to start off now. Let's just start slow. Barbie, 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 bar, bar. Barbie, 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 bar, bar. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to speed it up, but don't do the tongue flapping. That always offends, because it's big and it's wet and it's upsetting. All right, here we go. All right. Barbie, 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 Barbie. All right, now together we'll do it. And ready on three. 1, 2, 3. Barbie, 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 Barbie. Now we have to have an end. So when I do this, it'll end nice. You at home can join us in the Barbie bar. Here we go. You ready? And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Barbie, 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 Barbie. Dad, don't shake. Don't shake. It comes from, you bring it from the diaphragm, my friend.
I'm trying to cut it off before it gets out.
I'm just itchy. All right. Now, you bring it, you bring it as though, let's say you got that really huge belch after you've had a huge meal, and yet you're waiting for Grandma to go into the other room, and then you finally release, and the neighbors stop whatever they're doing because they hear the giant, awful sound of that. No, it's not like that. All right, here we go. Now, one more. And ready. 1, 2, 3. Barbie, 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 Barbie. That is why we're here, friends. That's why we're here. It's Chiller Theater, everybody. It's Barbie, 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 Bar. Join us every single week for that. And join us next week for Last Man on Earth. Let's go watch the conclusion of the flick, eh?
Trying to do? Well, it's the reporter. Yeah, it sure is. Come on around here, you guys crazy? How'd you get in here? Oh, I don't
don't make any difference. Come on, what's up? What's going on?
All right, Lieutenant, you better tell him. I'll reset the wires.
Don't be afraid. We want you to live. Don't you understand? Can't you speak? Can't you say something, anything, in any language?
No fumar, por favor. No fumar, por favor.
Listen, everybody. He's in the lab with me now. He's in the lab with me now. Venus, be quiet. The door's unlocked. Hurry, he's having trouble breathing. I don't think he can last much longer. And please, don't let Venus get at him. And walk in quietly.
Quiet, Venus.
See, there's nothing to be afraid of. Nobody wants to hurt you.
I've tried to reason with him. I feel he understands, but he can't speak.
Wait a minute, I'll try his code. I think I remember it right. Better plug in the ultraviolet light. You scared him. No, there goes Venus.
Take this. I'm going after you. The door. In here by the big telescope.
Close the dome. The switch is over there.
Quiet, Venus.
Well, if he's in here, he'll never get out now.
Door is closed. This is what I've been waiting for. Please, Lieutenant. This is our last chance. We have to take him alive. Plug in the lamps.
There's an outlet here.
He must be up there.
There's code again. Look. He's trying to speak, but no sound is coming out of his mouth.
Look at Venus. She acts as though she hears him.
Yes. Dawn can hear sounds that we can. His voice must be beyond the range of the human ear. Maybe he's screaming.
He's suffocating. The cloud, it's almost gone.
We won't need these lights anymore. In death, he has become visible as a normal body. So he came here, wherever from, and right before our eyes, his body went through the final phases of life.
What an awesome alien. Wasn't that a cool effect for the 50s? They saved the best for last. He had that big forehead on. In fact, it was so big, it was more of a 5 or a 6 head.
That is, see, we wait this long because the gems get unearthed. You know, gems don't come, they're not near the surface. You gotta dig for the big diamonds, they're always down low, you know what I mean?
Out and sweat.
And exactly.
Stay
and
awake.
Suffer and have it just suck until the big diamonds just come out of it. It's all, don't make those faces, are scaring me. All right, next week's movie again is called Last Man on Earth. with our big boy,
Vincent Price.
And to me, it's a grand performance from Vincent Price. It really is.
I love the part where he says, "I'm not gonna hurt you."
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt you.
I live for that.
Well, and he died for it, obviously, and everybody else did, because he's the last man on Earth. It is really a very sad movie, I find. I find it's a very sad movie.
It can be.
Well, but
you have to buck up.
Right, we're going to do our best to make it fun for you, make it interesting. Hey, we want to thank everybody. We want to remind you to enjoy Terror on the Fox. It's the #1 haunted house in the world, and we think you ought to go. I know I'm going, that's for darn sure.
And thank you, Van Greenies, for making this all possible.
Oh, we love you all. Goodbye, then.
Thanks for watching Ned the Dead and Doc Moreau. Remember to check out their stuff at nedthedead.com.